So we're on week 3 of Scooter Says. I probably have a whole 4 views, so the information I'm bringing out there really isn't getting across to anybody, but you never know. One day it could be like a domino effect, but we'll never know. Well, we'll just keep trucking along and see what we could do. Try to send out the good word, right? Obviously, Jesus did, and it may have 2 billion Christians out there, so maybe one day we'll have 2 billion scooterisms. So today we're going to talk about what if. What I mean by what if is, what if heaven is on the other side of the wall? Now we know the devil and evil is deceptive. So how do you know that they're not making us look up in the sky? And technically, we should be looking through the portal and getting on the other side of the wall. That would be something. If we could actually, we always talk about, can we, we have to wait till we die to get to either heaven or hell, right? Maybe we've been deceived. There's a church. Look at that church. Yeah, beautiful, huh? Maybe we could get to heaven by being alive. Because we've been not looking in the right direction. I think the powers that be have done a lot to, deceive us into a lot of things, manipulate us, That's a nice church, huh? Look at that. One of Jesus' houses. So, I'm just saying, what if it was over the wall? What if people that don't want us to go south, because we can't go beyond the 33-degree parallel, maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe they don't want us to see heaven. Maybe they're trying to prevent us to get to heaven. Maybe they don't even want us to get to heaven. I mean, evil doesn't want us to be with God or Jesus or Buddha or Muhammad or Elijah, the apostles. They want us to hang out here and be with them. So maybe all this deception and all this, everything that's going on here, we just keep recycling here because they don't want us to leave. That's beautiful trees, huh? Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Look at that. Got the sun in the sky. It's kind of hard to see, but it's there. A little cloudy today, but there's some blue skies over there. Isn't that beautiful? So it's just a food for thought, That's why you have to stay positive, because the only way to get to somewhere is you got to be positive, right? So let's try to, and it's not easy to stay positive all the time. I get people that yell at me for being positive, like, get your head out of the sand, Scooter. You're always thinking, you wear these glasses with roses and everything's great. Everything isn't great. And it's funny how people get really angry when you're happy and positive. And they want you to be on that side, They want you to be mad. They want you to be angry. When's enough enough? It's another question for another day. Is when's enough when you can't keep helping the people that are in the dark? People that are in the dark, they need the light. The light is love, right? And going a little off topic, so we'll stay there for another day, but my question is really just what if, heaven is on the other side of the wall? Something to think about. Just another analogy. We all philosophy, Aristotle. Yeah, someone's scooting. I got one of those scooters too. That's pretty cool. I like to see that. I had to take my bike in today because I ran over a branch that popped my tire, and the branch was stuck in my tire. That was interesting. But you know, whatever. It wasn't meant for me to ride a bike this weekend. Do a little walking today. A little walk and talk with my 4 viewers. But anyways, so I stopped jumping off topic. I just want to let everybody know, what if, you know, we could see heaven here. You know, they said God was the creator of heaven and earth. Well, maybe heaven is on the other side of the wall, and earth is surrounded by a circle ice wall, and nobody wants us to get to the other side, because nobody, especially evil, does not want us to get to heaven, because they want us here so they can sustain. You know, evil needs people to feed off of. Evil needs people to be mad, people to be angry, hate. That's why people, you know, ever heard the thing, misery loves company? Well, the only way evil could last is if you know, we can keep contributing to it. I said in my last video, you know, there's a pile of shit to the sky. We have to keep shoveling. Everybody has to wake up every day. It's a gift that we're alive. Thank you for the present. And give a little love to the evildoers, because we need to convert them back to good. And so instead of piling this shit up high to the sky, we need to help them. We need them to help us shovel it out so we get rid of it. So, just like I said, school of thought, something to think about. What if heaven's not in the sky, and what if it's on the other side of the wall, and we've been deceived or manipulated to believe it's in the sky just so we wouldn't look in the right direction? Well, thank you. This will be to my 4 viewers again, and you guys have a great day.